Hello, and welcome to Laurisa's Kitchen. Today, we're making dinner that looks like a dessert. This peach Melba pork chop looks like a sundae, but it actually consists of a pork chop, mashed potatoes, and a tangy apricot glaze. We're revisiting an older recipe with this update, so let's see what we're going to need. Originally, I used individual pork chops, but those are prone to overcooking and drying out. I think it works much better if you use half of a whole pork loin, and this is the top half that's much more tender. Also, when this cooks, it becomes more round, which is a much better shape for our peach Melba pork chops than the flat side. This is getting seasoned very generously with salt and pepper. I did not trim this. We'll be seasoning both sides very generously, and we are going to roast it fat side up. I'll be using our buttermilk mashed potatoes recipe for this dish, and I'll include the link to that video at the end of this one, although any mashed potato recipe is fine. For the glaze, you're just going to need apricot preserves, Dijon mustard, rice vinegar, and salt and pepper to taste. Now, as always, the ingredients are listed here as well as the full recipe and instructions in the description box below. We'll be putting both the mashed potatoes and the glaze together while the pork is grilling. We'll also need fresh raspberries, sliced or slivered almonds, and fresh chives. All of this is being used as garnish. We're starting this pork loin on a cold grill. I am not cooking it over direct heat. My burners are actually front and back, and I'm putting this in the middle and then turning the back and front burners on. I'm going to bring this up to 325 to 375 degrees, and it's cooking for a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes. This is just all getting made in this pan on the stove top. We're just going to simmer it until it's nice and thick and completely homogenized. About a half teaspoon of salt and probably about a quarter teaspoon of pepper. All right, I'm gonna take this off and let it cool down, and then I may just bring it right back up to temperature just before we're gonna need it. We're toasting these almonds. Now we do this in a dry pan over medium to medium-low heat. Now on the induction burner, I can't lift this pan off, so I'm just going to be stirring these every few minutes. We want them to be lightly toasted, and you have to be careful because they can burn very quickly. All right, these are starting to just slightly turn brown. I don't want them to cook too much longer. They're very brittle and very fragrant, so I'm just going to turn this off. I want to crisp up the fat a little bit, so for the last 5 minutes, I'm just going to roll this over and cook it directly over this flame in the back. I'm going to cut the end off of this just to even it up, and then the rest will cut about 1 inch thick. I like my mashed potatoes to be just a little creamier. That way it looks perfectly like a scoop of ice cream. And now as much or as little of this sauce as you like. Personally, I love it. All right, it's time to give this a taste, and I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything on. Also, I'm serving these with snow peas. So a little bit of potatoes here. Definitely this glaze, which is so good. And a raspberry. Oh, I probably won't be able to say anything. Mmm. 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 It is perfect. I'll be using our buttermilk mashed potatoes recipe